Trent wanted to go to the national team just to make sure that everybody's, but he couldn't. How are you?
Next season, the Premier League will introduce 5 substitutes. They will allow you 5 substitutes per match. What's your reaction to that now?
Yeah, great news. It's a top news for football. It's top news for the players. We spoke a lot about it, and it's the situation is that we all know that it will not get less with games. We have the plan is so nobody will step aside, like no competition in no country really, and the international games will get more. So European championships will be with more teams, all these kind of things. So for the players will be always more, and with all the things we know about football, we try to help them with recovery as good as we can, and it's much better than it used to be. But still, the games are the most intense part of the week, and at 3 times a week. There's no other sports where you have that for such a long period, and so everything we could do, we can do, we should do, and that's what obviously now the Premier League understood as well, and the Premier League clubs understood as well. And I'm really happy for football and for the players.
Obviously, this week as well, a number of players returning from international duty, but probably none of them experiencing the range of emotions that Sadio and Mo had experienced in the past week. One having qualified for the World Cup, the other having suffered that disappointment. So how do you deal with that kind of situation and make sure that they are ready to refocus on the job in hand, which is obviously back to the Premier League?
Yeah, I'm obviously really happy for Sadio that he could make it, and I'm obviously very disappointed and feel with more. I don't think that the situation around with the penalty and the laser that was particularly cool. That's clear as well. So I feel for him, but I'm happy for Sadio as well. That's football. We are used to that. That's all the time like this. It's different when 2 mates in such a big game play against each other, but they both are top professionals now again, very emotional people as well, but I'm pretty sure they both will deal with it in the right way.
Second time you've had that kind of example.
Yeah. So true. So, but I think there's no doubt about that. Senegal is probably in the moment the best team in Africa, and Egypt did really well. They really took them to the wire, and twice in a penalty shootout. So that's the closest you can get in a game like this. And so Senegal has extremely talented squad, and Egypt did really well. So I'm not sure they can see it like this exactly, but from my point of view, they should, because you cannot get closer than they did, and was a bit unlucky with the draw and stuff like this. I think pretty much against all other teams, Egypt would have qualified for the World Cup, but because it was Senegal again, it was not enough. But yeah, that's it.
How's Trent's recovery going? And if he's not fit for this weekend, will he be fit to face Manchester City on the 10th?
There's a game in between,
Yes.
Thank you. Trent trained yesterday, parts, and will be in full training today, and we have to see what we do with it. I know, and I've heard how it is. Obviously, in this country, it's more than in other countries, I can tell you. So Trent wanted to go to the national team just to make sure that everybody's, but he couldn't. So it was nothing. You can see the scans, and with these pictures, you cannot go anywhere. But sometimes injuries, thank God, are not that serious that you are out for 5-6 weeks. Sometimes it's 2 weeks. And that's the case with Trent. So we're tight for tomorrow, but it's possible. It's possible. Well, after all I hear, because it's different if you are part of team training. It depends on what you did, what could you do before. And he was really with our rehab and fitness department. He was really intense what he did before he trained with us. So physically he should be fine. And I have to make the decision about rhythm and these kind of things.
You thinking now he could definitely be ready for Benfica?
I think so.
And just finally for me, Jürgen, does it come into the thinking now that you have to ask the question of Manchester City? Because you play first, obviously, on Saturday. You could go top of the Premier League, and then you're looking for them to respond.
That's a very good example, actually, for how important it is to be top of the league at 2:30 on a Saturday evening when all the rest is playing after that. It's not too important. So it's nothing to do. We were most of the time in a situation that City played beforehand, so before us. And this time we play, but I couldn't care less about what is after that. It's just about how well are we prepared for the 12:30 situation, because we face Watford. Watford won the last game. Watford smells the chance to stay in the league. They will go with everything. Obviously, a very experienced manager. The way they set up is very well organized. A lot of individual talent. When you watch it, it happens so often in the Premier League. If I watch the teams, I watch the analysis, or we make the analysis, it's like, wow, they are so good. They are good here, good there, good there. And in the end, they don't have a lot of points. That's just because of the quality in the league. But the individual talent in the group is really good. And that's what we have to be aware of. What we need for this game is a sensational, the best 12:30 atmosphere ever. Not nervous, not whatever, not like this tense and I cannot breathe. If you cannot shout and sing, whatever, stay at home and give your ticket to somebody else, please. Really, we need you with all we have. The boys came back from all over the world, played completely different systems again. We have this one session today where we can make sure that they remind them on what we actually do, because with national teams they do it obviously completely different. And then we go against a very well organized Watford team, and we need each voice for that.
Thank you. PLP?
Yeah, according to my fantasy Premier League, this is an easy week for you in Manchester City.
Is it?
I'm guessing you're reading it a bit differently.
What is a fantasy football? What is that? You have your fancy or fantasy? What did you
Fantasy.
say? Fancy. Okay. I don't think about a week, to be honest. I think about Watford. So you mean next week, not this week?
This week, you're both you and Man City playing teams in the bottom three. So
This weekend. Now I got it. Oh my God. The good thing is, if we would see it like that, they wouldn't have 70 points and we wouldn't have 69 points, because these games are ridiculous. It's so difficult to play. It's if you don't find rhythm, if you don't find momentum, it's so difficult. They can all hit you from everywhere, from set pieces, from counterattacks, all these kind of things. The good thing about my team is that they never care about their position in the table. They really listen to what I tell them about the team, and I'm in these meetings 100% honest. I don't make a team stronger than they are, an opponent. I don't make them weaker than they are. I just say what they do, and then on top of that, there's a very important information. But they didn't play for a while against us, so that's now really important that we make the difference. Whatever they think about us, we have to surprise them with different things, with intensity, with enthusiasm, with positivity, with these kind of things. And so it's for sure not an easy weekend, neither for us nor for Man City. Burnley is the last place you want to go, and Burnley obviously has a big chance to stay in the league, and for that they cannot make the choice where they want to get the points from. So that's how it is for the teams. Same situation with Watford, of course. So no, it will be tough, but no problem. We are ready for these kind of things.
what do you take from the 5-0 back in October? Because you're under a different manager and
Yeah, but if you would have asked me now, how did you play that? I knew that we won there, but I was not sure if it was 5-0 or whatever. So I couldn't care less what we did then. It was different manager. Obviously, we were good. They were not good. That's how things happen. But since then, happened a lot, and they are well drilled. Meanwhile, I don't know why Roy did it, to be honest. But he is still on fire. Yeah, he does a good day, but he's still on fire. So he's still on fire, and he still organized the team really well. And he doesn't get carried away from nothing anymore. So he's super experienced, and it will be a joy to see him again. I said already goodbye to him. Now hello again. But it's difficult. But no problem. Again, it's just the things we have to do, and play it with all we have, and don't think about anything else. That's the only way I know.
Finally, from me, would you still like to be managing a team at 74?
No, I will not. Definitely not. But I'm not Roy, so I don't know. It's a free world. He can make his own decisions. He not only until 74. I don't know exactly when he started, but he must be around about 40 years in managing in management. It's, wow, and still looks all right. So and obviously it keeps him fresh. And so if it's right for him, it will not be right for me.
Julia, anything from you?
Hi, yeah, good to
Hi.
Return fresh and raring to go for the running now then, because Andy Robertson missed the game for Scotland in midweek. I think he had an illness or something.
COVID. Yeah.
Is that ruled him out of? Is he?
No, he played a second game, so he was ruled out for COVID after our game.
Okay.
He got tested positive, and then normal procedure, quarantine, negative tests, and going to Scotland, playing 50 odd minutes. Don't know exactly. No, he's fine. Fresh, I don't know. Handel didn't play the second game. He's probably fresh. The Brazilians played. Sadio played 120. Luis played both games. Diogo played both games, not full, but nearly. So, no, they are fresh enough. It's not a problem. They play Tuesday. In this time of the week, it's all years. Then when they play Tuesday and we play Saturday, that's obviously fine. But they travel, and some of them arrived yesterday. So we will really have to see what we do with it. But it's not the first time that we have to deal with these things.
And I know that you're not overly concerned with Mo because of his professionalism and everything else, but on the flip side, this could be the disappointment of what he's experienced AFCON and now obviously this playoff as well, is that the motivation for success.
Yeah. But I'm not in doubt about Mo wants to win as much as he can. That's why he was very, very disappointed about the fact that they couldn't win the one tournament and not qualify for the World Cup. But that's different competitions. So his desire will rather be bigger now than lesser. And so he's a very smart person. So he sees the difference between all these kind of things. I'm pretty sure we didn't speak in detail about it, to be honest, but he knows that Senegal is really a tough team to get in the moment. They have a good generation, just we have to say. And so I was a bit unlucky, of course, in moments. That's how it is, especially with the penalty shoot. But no, nobody has to worry about that. He's fine.
Julia, Radio Merseyside.
Hi.
Watford is the start of 8 games in this month. I just wondered if we can expect to see the full squad used, and also how challenging is that as a manager to know you've got 8 games in a month?
It's not the first month we ever had with 8 games. Not sure we could fit in the 9th game. It would be possible. Somebody would try. Yeah, full squad, probably. For this full squad, majority of the squad, hopefully we can use, because that means the boys would be all fit. So, for example, yesterday Naby couldn't train, fell a little bit here and there. Apart from that, and I don't know exactly, nobody called me yet about Naby for today, so we will see how he is for today. But apart from that, we had them all, pretty much all available. So yeah, hopefully they are fit, and then we will use the majority of the squad, of course.
Is it a bigger challenge to take on a team that's fighting for Premier League survival?
I think fighting for survival. It's fighting for survival in the league. That's what you mean. So, it's more challenging because you work with lesser confidence. You have lesser results. It's the problem up fighting for winning a league is that the teams you are fighting with, they win pretty much all the football games. But it's a rather positive pressure. If you are down south, then it's you obviously are there because you didn't win a lot of games, and if you lose another one, that doesn't help really. So if you can stay calm, and you see how experienced the managers are, they are now involved in this battle, it will be incredibly interesting, because I'm really sure that the managers have exactly the right nerves for it. They all have the right mindset for it. So that will be really interesting until the last match day, I'm pretty sure. And in the end, I enjoy more, and I had both for a long time in my life. I enjoy more to be on the other end of the table, but both is very challenging and very interesting.
Any more for the open section? Oh, Neil.
Is Naby fit? I think he also pulled out of the internationals at the beginning.
Yeah, but that was kind of okay. I don't know. Then he trained once and then he felt again. So we need to see. So I'm not sure if he will be involved tomorrow or can be involved tomorrow.
Okay, we'll move to the embargo section of the press conference. So if you and any